If you're thinking about using bin shellac for your project, watch this first. All right, you figured it out. You're going to use one of the best primers in the game for your project. But here's some things to watch out for. First thing you're going to want to know if you're using this before you get started is how to clean it, because it's not water-based, it's alcohol-based, and you can't just clean it up with some soap and water. So you're going to need some ammonia, you're going to need some denatured alcohol. That's how I clean myself. If you're running it through an airless sprayer, you get done spraying, take some denatured alcohol. It's going to make sure if you have any like residue or dried up spots that have been on the edges of things or anything while you've been spraying, it's going to re-liquefy solution and actually dilute the shellac down since it's the same solvent that's in it. And then after you do a rinse of that, then I take ammonia, which actually breaks down the shellac chemically, converts it into a water-soluble solution that then you can rinse out with soap and water. So airless sprayer, you're going to flush out with denatured alcohol, then you're going to do a rinse with ammonia, and then rinse out with hot soap and water. So brushes, what I would do is you get you a little plastic cup or something, glass cup, and put some denatured alcohol in there. Take your brush, kind of, slide it around in the denatured alcohol, and then go to the sink, rinse, and you kind of repeat that process back and forth. Roller-wise, I would not even try to waste time playing rollers with shellac, so throw away. But brushes, if you have a nice expensive brush you want to use, but most of the time I just get you a cheap contractor grade brush when you're using shellac, and then when you go with your top coat, have your nice brush to use that you can wash with water. So, also forgot to add, but these are both available at like local hardware stores and Lowe's and stuff, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. But this is just denatured alcohol. This is going to be more like near your paint aisles, and then this is just general purpose ammonia cleaner. Sometimes they're lemon scented, sometimes they're not, but you can get those at your pretty much anywhere too. So easily, readily available. Application-wise, you're going to want to know that this stuff is super thin and also dries super fast. So when you're applying it, say with a brush and roller, be watchful of drips and don't have too much on your brush or roller. And make sure you move quickly. If you go over an area, don't go back over it after like 30 seconds or you're going to have some rough texture. So move fast, get a good amount on there, but it's okay to apply a thin coat and go back and do a second coat if you need to. The main thing is don't try to make your finish rougher than it needs to be. Of course, we're going to be sanding after putting this on anyways. Application-wise with an airless sprayer is actually awesome. Lays down super flat, dries really fast, so you can apply second coat quickly. Only thing to watch out for is cleaning. Make sure you clean your airless sprayer immediately after you get done, and make sure you do not let this dry one bit inside your sprayer. Last thing to note, since this stuff is alcohol-based, it's flammable. Especially if you're spraying it, you're going to want to have some good ventilation. Otherwise, you might be in risk of a fire hazard or explosions. So if you're brushing and rolling in your house, no worries, you're fine. You're going to have a little bit of fumes, but it's actually going to air out pretty quickly, so no worries there. But if you're spraying, make sure you're not in an air-contained space. Otherwise, you could be causing yourself some danger.